Hi guys and welcome to my FPL Game Week 1 review video. I haven't actually done any FPL videos so far for this year, but I want to start doing them again. I did a few at the start of last year and then kind of stopped doing them, but I want to do them this year and keep doing them consistently and certainly do a lot of the FPL review videos, looking back how I done over the course of the game week. So in today's video, I'm going to have a look how I did through through Game Week 1, players that performed well that I wasn't expecting to perform well, some players that I thought were going to get good scores that that didn't. I've all got that in the next few slides to show you guys. But currently 59 points is what I got for Game Week 1. I got the 1 bonus point to be added for, so I'm right at the moment on 58 points, but Edison will go up to 7 points as he got 1 bonus point in the game against West Ham, which just finished. Overall rank right now 1.9 million. That's going to change as the overall points get updated later on tonight. It's going to fall well into the 2 millions, maybe even into the low 3 millions. The current average score, I believe, going into today was like 40, 41 or 42 points. So I finished on 59. I think it's going to be there and thereabouts around the average score. I could be, at the exact average score, could be a bit higher, a bit lower. I'm thinking, if anything, probably, I reckon I could be on the average score or maybe a little bit under it. But we'll see. I fancy the average score to either be like 59, 60, maybe 61. We'll see. But I had a few very, very good performances that I wasn't expecting, and a few players that I was banking on doing very, very well ultimately didn't. And we'll also have another slide to show you what I'm already planning to do in regards to my transfers for Game Week 2. I'm also in a few mini leagues as well for FPL. One of them where there's a little bit of money on the line. Someone actually had Haaland in their Game Week 1 team and decided to triple captain for that game, and Haaland got 2 goals, so fair enough, it came away for him. Personally, for my triple captain, if I had Haaland, I probably would have either saved him for the Forest game next week or saved him for a double game week. But that guy took the chance on putting him on for the West Ham game on the triple captain, and it paid off because he got 2 goals and all 3 bonus points, I believe, as well. So he's going to bank about 39 points or something like that. So he's going to be top of the FPL league. But yeah, let's go through the team. Edison, 7 points, 6 points for the clean sheet, and also 1 bonus point, which is obviously very good from a goalkeeper. Happy I went with the premium goalkeeper option there. Matty Cash, 1 point. Villa, awful against Bournemouth, not too much to say, but they have got Everton next week, so I'm going to keep him in the team. Trippier and Gabriel, great. They got clean sheets, and they also got bonus points, which is fantastic. Again, 2 players that I won't be changing, I'll be keeping for next week. Yes, going with the triple up on the Arsenal players might not be the best long term, but it paid off against Crystal Palace, and I'm hoping, they got Leicester next week at home. I don't see why I should look to change the Arsenal triple up as of now. Obviously, it'll come to something when they start to have, more harder fixtures. I'll look to do that, or when I maybe start to see them kind of struggling or whatever. But at the moment, I think I'm going to continue with the Arsenal triple up. So yeah, he did very, very well. As a centre back to score 7 points. Saliba as well was obviously very good at 4.5 million, but I'm happy with Gabriel's performance. The only thing is, though, Ben, they have got, in terms of centre backs, although Ben White did play right back, who gets the preferential treatment in the centre back positions, we'll have to wait and see. But Gabriel, I can't fault with the performance there. Salah, good performance from him. Unfortunately, not a good performance by Liverpool, by himself and Nunez. With Liverpool standout players. Martinelli did well, should have scored 2 goals, but still great to come away with 1 goal from a £6 million player. To come away with 8 points is pretty good. Can't remember if he had a bonus points. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 bonus points. Bailey I'll be keeping for next week again for the Everton game. Apparently he was Villa's best player in that defeat against Bournemouth. So I suppose that's maybe a little something to take away from that. Son, who I went with as my captain, did come away with an assist, but Spurs scored 4 goals and he only got 1 contribution, and Kane didn't get any contributions. Kulusevski was very, very good in that game. Charleston is obviously going to come back as well from the suspension for next game week, but I'm going to look to keep Youngman Son on my team as of now. Robertson, 1 point from him. I know I've got the graphic messed up a little bit, but yeah, I'll just put him in midfield for now. 1 point, conceding 2 goals, not great. But Jesus, both my strikers blanked. Kane, I think only had 1 shot on target in the whole match. He is the guy that I'm thinking of transferring out more than anyone in this team. I'd say the other ones behind that, I think Matty Cash is probably the most likely one after that. And then maybe I know I said I didn't want to get rid of the Arsenal triple up, but I'm only thinking I've got to see in terms of the fitness of the Arsenal defenders and see who I think is going to get the preferential treatment to start. I would think that Gabriel, after keeping a clean sheet and a solid performance, I don't see why he'd lose his place in the team. But it's mainly Kane that I'm thinking on transferring out and very likely going to transfer out, and we'll have a look look at that in the next slide in a second. Jesus played very well against Crystal Palace. He had actually had he had a good game. He was unlucky not to get away, not to come away with any goal contributions. They got less next game week at home. For me, he's shown enough that it's only a matter of time. When not if he starts, scoring goals and getting assists for Arsenal. I was satisfied enough, despite him blanking. There was enough there for me to show that he is going to be a good player to hold on to long term, and probably longer than any of the other Arsenal players. So I'm happy to keep him. Ward initially was doing well for Leicester, but they conceded 2 goals, so he didn't get his clean sheet. Pereira played most of the game for Fulham, played pretty well, 2 points. Neco Williams did actually play for Forest, but he conceded 2 goals, so he lost a point there and also picked up a yellow card. And then I don't even think Plange played, but I wasn't really expecting him to. So, 3 of my bench players actually playing. I know they're all very, very well owned, but 3 of them playing. Obviously could potentially bode well maybe later on in the game for a bench boost if they are to keep their places. So 59 overall points. That is currently 58, but it will become 59 once Edison's bonus point is added. So what am I looking for game week 2? What are my initial transfer thoughts? It's got to be moving Kane to Haaland. It has got to be, because I think if I look back in hindsight now, that is the only problem that I have with the team. I still don't regret going with Leon Bailey. I don't regret going with, with the two Fulham players. I don't regret going with, Son or Jesus. But I think looking long term, City's fixtures, they are just better. Spurs have got Chelsea away for the next, and Chelsea didn't look great against Everton, and they have got okay fixtures after that. Wolves at home, Forest away, but Chelsea away for their next game week. Yeah, I think it just makes sense. Whilst at the same price right now, it makes sense, in my opinion, to probably look to transfer Kane out and bring Haaland in. Haaland, the same price as Kane, scored 8 more points, by scoring 2 goals. Kane didn't score any goals and didn't get any contributions. Haaland did score 1 from the penalty spot, and he scored another really good goal in the second half. And looking at the ownership right now, as recording this video, 45 for Haaland, 26 for Kane. A lot of the Kane owners, including myself, are going to be shifting towards Haaland, to the point where I think we could see maybe an ownership going into game week 2 for Haaland at around 60%. And I think Kane's ownership no higher than 20, 19, 18 or something like that in terms of percentage for him. And it's not just looking at the next fixtures, or the next fixture. It's looking a little bit more long term. Newcastle away, yes, Newcastle looked good in the first game of the season, but ultimately they were playing Forest. And no disrespect to them, but they were playing Forest. And then, Crystal Palace at home after that as well. So I think long-term, Haaland is just a better move than Kane. I have no doubt that Kane will obviously go on to score lots of goals himself this season. But, the movement from Haaland in that game against West Ham was very, very good. He just looks great. He looks absolutely fantastic. It was a really, really good second goal that he scored as well. I think it would be just a bit stupid to stay with Kane at the moment. I think if I've got one free transfer to make, I think I need to go with the transfer of Kane to Haaland, especially whilst their price is still the same, because I have no doubt come tomorrow that Haaland price is going up to 11.6, maybe even 11.7 million. I don't think Kane's price would go down. I think he'd probably stay the same for now. But I think I need to jump on making that transfer probably tonight if I am going to make it, because otherwise there's going to be, price changes that are going to come up, which is not going to enable me to make the transfer, because I don't have anything left in my bank right now. I don't want to have to make 2 transfers either, because then that'll come at a cost of me losing 4 FPL points. I don't want to do that. So I think do the straight swap tonight, go from Kane to Haaland. Hopefully Haaland doesn't get injured as well. Fingers crossed. I'll have to check if there's any injury concerns after that West Ham game. But I think it's going to be my move though for going into game week 2. But anyway, guys, let me guys know how you were able to do it in your FPL game week 1 teams. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.